Can you build muscle and endurance at the same time? For years, people said you had to choose, either lift and grow, or run and lose the muscle. But what if you didn't have to choose at all? I've been lifting for 7 years and running for 5 years. What started as a pure bodybuilding journey eventually became something more: calisthenics, functional fitness, endurance. Over time, I stopped chasing the look and started chasing performance. And the benefits? They were 100% worth it. So today I'm going to break it all down, the reason why I train like this, how I recover and fuel my body, and what the real results are physically and mentally. So I'm going to use a framework by Simon Sinek.
The golden circle.
And he basically breaks it down to 3 simple questions: why, how, and what. And that's exactly how I'm going to explain this. The reason why I train like this, how I train like this, and what the outcome is. Let's start with the why, the deeper reason behind it all. Firstly, health. Muscle mass is one of the biggest predictors of long-term health, and so is cardiovascular fitness. I train to future-proof my body, to stay mobile, functional, and energized for life. Secondly, aesthetics. I want to look strong, lean, and athletic, and I believe combining lifting and running creates a well-rounded aesthetic physique. And thirdly, mental focus. Running and lifting force me into discomfort. They teach me discipline, they keep me consistent. Hybrid training forces me to do hard things, even when I don't feel like it. So now the how. Here's how I typically structure a week of training. So I'll lift 5 times a week, push-pull legs, rotational split, and then I'll also run twice a week as well. So the way I usually position my running is 5k in the week and then a 10k on the weekends. Always outdoors, because running on treadmill is cheating. You can't convince me otherwise. So the way I typically structure my week of training for lifting, I'll do push, which is chest, shoulders, triceps, followed by back and biceps, then legs, and then I'll have a rest day, and then I'll do push 2, pull 2, rest day. The difference between push 1 and push 2 is I do a different variation of exercises and also different degree of tension. For example, I'll focus on shoulders primarily on push 2, and push 1 will be incline bench focus. So that's how I do my lifting. And for running, I'll do 2 times a week, like I mentioned before. So the first one will be 5k, which will be at a tempo pace. So basically pushing my threshold limits. So my heart rate won't be maximum, but it'll be elevated for sure. And then on the weekend, I'll do a 10k, which will be steady state. So it'll be what I call a cruising pace. Nice and easy on the heart rate, nothing too strenuous. I'd recommend this approach if you're just wanting to increase your muscle mass and just generic endurance. It's not too strenuous on the body. I mean, for me, it really depends on if I'm training for a specific race. So what I just said was like my average training week. That's what I usually do throughout the year. But if I've got a race, for example, I've got the Birmingham Half Marathon tomorrow. So my last month of training has been obviously different to what I've just said. It's much more focused on running than it is on muscle mass. It's maintenance for muscle mass, if anything. But my generic guidance for those looking to get into the game would be to follow that routine, because, like I said, it's enough to build up both aspects without really prioritizing one over the other. It's a good balance. And here's the key to it all. I'll always leave a long rest period between training sessions. If I lift in the morning, I'll run in the evening and vice versa. That rest is crucial. As for me, it means I can fully recover from my session. So moving on to the next key point, which is nutrition. You can't train like this without fueling correctly. So this is what I eat to recover, perform, and most importantly, build muscle. Let's start with the basics. I follow a high protein, high carb, moderate fat approach. Protein helps repair and build muscle, carbs fuel my workouts and runs, and healthy fats support hormone function and recovery. As for supplements, I keep it simple. Daily vitamin C and multivitamins just to cover any nutritional gaps, as well as 5 grams of creatine monohydrate every single day, no cycling, no loading. Creatine helps with strength, recovery, and even cognitive function, and it's one of the most studied and effective supplements out there. I heavily recommend you trying it if you have never tried it before. But honestly, supplements are secondary. You can't out-supplement a bad diet. 90% of results come from real whole foods, eaten consistently
day after day.
And finally, sleep. Sleep for me is a superpower, and it's a complete non-negotiable. For me, I usually aim for around 8 to 8.5 hours, and I am very routine based. I go to bed at exactly the same time and wake up exactly the same time. And before bed, I usually 30 minutes I have a wind down period, which you'll typically see me reading or doing this. Call me an old man, I don't care. This helps me wind down and relax, and by the time I finish one of these, I'm already asleep, so whatever works for you, I guess. But the truth is, if you don't sleep, you don't grow. So go get some, people.
So what's the result of all this? Physically, I feel like an athlete, strong, fit, and mobile, which is the most important thing to me. The two styles actually help each other. Lifting makes me more injury resistant, and running improves my recovery and work capacity. And mentally, I'm sharper, more focused, more grounded. This has helped me way beyond fitness and every other aspect of my life.
There's an old myth that cardio kills gains, and I can only say that's far from the truth. Hybrid training isn't just effective, it's sustainable. It keeps your body guessing, your mind occupied. Take the leap, lift the weights, run the kilometers, make a change. If you're chasing health, performance and mental clarity, I cannot recommend this style of training enough. Build muscle, build endurance, build discipline. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.